Good morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. Hi, everyone. We have a lot of new members. So I'm going to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. I am Sam Ruth, and I am sorry to meet you under these circumstances. I am a psychologist, speaker, author, widow, and I'm a little off today. I just got off the phone with the vet a few minutes ago. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a proud fur mommy to Sassy and Dallas, and Sassy has been through everything with me. She's my little girl, and Dallas is her service dog pretty much. So Sassy has something going on, and we're going back to the vet at 2 today. So I'm a little bit my dad just called to check on her because I sent him a message, and as frustrating as he can be when it comes to me or things going on with me when it comes to our fur babies, he's the best. We drop anything for each other. We know that they are our babies. So she moved across the country with me to be in Colorado with Jim. She was in a car accident with me 8 days before our wedding. She's just this little bugger has been through it with me, so I would rather be the one suffering. I hate when anything is going on with them, and so I'm a little off and distracted. But I want to welcome all the new members. I hate connecting with people under these circumstances, but I am extremely proud to have a community for people who are struggling, because when I lost Jim, I had such a hard time with my background and all of my resources finding support. And seriously, Grief Hab is over 2 years old, but that's over 2 years after I lost him that I was still struggling, and I created Grief Hab. And it's based out of the fact that I wanted to create the services and the supports that I couldn't find. I don't want people to have to struggle during such difficult times finding support and resources when you're already going through one of the hardest times in life. So with that, one of the new members in this group I talked to yesterday, let me say that I apologize if I have not reached out to you personally. I'm doing this workshop, Relief from Grief, on the 28th, and there are so many people signing up because so many people are dealing with grief. I do my best to reach out almost immediately when you join the group or when you sign up for the workshop. And if I haven't yet, I apologize. I'm obviously going through some stuff with Sassy, and she's getting the bulk of my attention. But I should have reached out either in Messenger on Facebook or through email. And if I haven't yet, I will today. My babies get my attention. Usually you will. One of the things you should know is that you can reach out anytime. You can reach out in this group where you can have access to me and the other 500 members who get it, who have been through it, who know what you're going through. You can reach out in email, in text, whatever way you are comfortable. This community is a place for you to heal your own way. The world has a lot to say about how we should heal and what we should be doing and by when. And that infuriated me because they don't get to say how we do it. I don't get to say how you do it. It looks differently for each and every one of us. And the only way through it is your way. And it's different for each of us. So please trust me when I say that you will know by listening to your body, by listening to that little voice, and by tuning out everyone else. People mean well, but they don't know what's best. I share this story often, and I share it because it was one of the most pivotal weeks in my journey. Jim passed away at the end of December. Our anniversary is in August, so it was almost 8 months after losing him. And it was the first time that I knew what I wanted to do. I was going through the motions. I was doing what people were telling me. I was doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing, right? I was going to the things that I thought I should be doing. I was going by that timeline we have in our head that I'll be doing this by this day, these deadlines that we give ourselves. And I wanted to go to the mountains where we got married in Grand Lake for our anniversary. It's what we did every year. It was important to me. And truly, it's the first time that I knew what I wanted to do. And my friends and family did not want me to. Not maliciously. They were worried about me driving by myself with Sassy, getting emotional in the winding roads of the mountains, and just being overwhelmed and being by myself. And I did it anyway because I listened to myself, my gut instinct, and I had an extremely powerful week where a lot of things happened, and I started to listen to myself, listen to my own instincts and intuition, and I started healing and knowing what was next and figuring out my path. And so many of you ask me, what's next? What should I do? How do I know? And this is why I say you listen to your body, you listen to that little voice, to that intuition, because I had been ignoring mine, shutting it up, listening to the world, listening to everyone else's voice except my own until that moment, until I went to the mountains because I knew I wanted to. I had to. It was very, very important to me. I didn't know why. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. And that is when things started to happen for me. And I started to understand that even though these people love me and think they know what's best, I'm the only one who does. So yesterday I was talking to somebody who was upset with herself for not being further along in this journey, right? And I've been there, you've been there. We all have these deadlines that we give ourselves. One of mine earlier along was I wasn't cooking. I kept being upset with myself for not cooking yet. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start Monday. I'll start next week. And for whatever reason, that was a very difficult step for me. I wasn't ready. And I'll say this in the workshop, I'll say it all the time. If we're not ready, we're not ready. We're just not meant at that time. My book is another example I can give you. Redefining Ruthless is coming out later this year. If you asked me earlier in my journey, it should have been out years ago. And if it had been out years ago, many of these stories wouldn't be in the book that need to be in the book, right? We can give ourselves deadlines that we want to meet, and they might not be the right deadline, right? Like my book wasn't meant to be out then. It was meant to come out this year. So it's really important to be patient with yourself, to be kind, and to understand that you are where you're supposed to be. You might not want to be there. You might want to be 6 months further along, but we have to go at the pace that we're meant to. And it's frustrating. You might want to be ready to get those clothes out of the closet and donate them to Goodwill. And you might want to be cooking already. And you might want to be ready to start that job or to do whatever that next step is for you. But if you are not ready, if it doesn't feel right, if it brings you to tears, if it's keeping you up, it's okay not to be there yet. Hi, Kim. Thank you for prayers for Sassy. I appreciate it. I'll tell you more about it tonight. Team Ruthless call is tonight. If anybody hasn't joined, you're welcome. It is what saves me on these difficult days and gets me further along. Anyway, we all give ourselves these deadlines and beat ourselves up. And I just want to share that it is okay to say, I'm just not there yet. I'm just not there. My body, whatever it is telling me I'm not ready. And you'll get there. When I moved into this house that I'm in and was unpacking, I found this box that I had not unpacked when I was in Boulder. And it was our wedding napkins and some of Jim's shirts that had I opened in Boulder, it would have derailed me. I wasn't ready then. Now I love it. Now I love looking at it. Then it would have knocked me down. It's okay to put something aside and do it later. It's okay to start it, to do 5, 10 minutes and not complete a task. We give ourselves these huge hurdles and say, if I start it, I have to finish. It's okay to start it and put it aside and do the rest another time. It's okay to start it and need someone to help us complete it. It's okay to have things look differently and not do them the way we used to. When I moved before losing Jim, I would move on a Friday or Saturday morning and have everything done by Monday. Like literally everything done, every box unpacked, every picture hung, done. Ladies and gentlemen, that is no longer the case. I have lost my husband and I don't function that way anymore, and it sucks. But I have accepted it, and that is okay. There are still boxes. There are still boxes in that little place over there, and that's okay. I'm okay. They will get done or not. Maybe when I move from this house, there will still be a box that I open then. Life goes on. It's okay. We are not the same as we were before our loss. Accepting that is huge. We need to accept that. We don't function the same way. Our brains are no longer the same. My brain every single day has to wake up and relearn that Jim is not here. Therefore, for the rest of the day, I only have a certain amount of my brain left to get through these tasks. So if my technology breaks, if something else happens, I don't have a full brain to handle it. That's the reality of it. And accepting that instead of resisting it has allowed me to get through life in a smoother fashion. When I was resisting it and trying to be Sam who could move and get everything done by Monday, I was not functioning. So accept and learn who you are now. I talk about my friend Jess who lost her husband a year plus after I lost Jim. She was a mess yesterday at a new job, having to go through training, understanding that she does not learn the same way. And I was telling her this exact same thing. Your brain isn't the same. It's okay to take breaks. You cannot sit down and go for hours and learn the same way you did before. And she was like, oh my God, breaks. What an idea. We have to figure out how to do it now so that we can do it and succeed. It doesn't have to look the way it did. And that's okay. And once we figure out how it looks now, we can do it and succeed and feel good about ourselves. If we try to do it the way we did before, we will not succeed. And then we feel like failures about ourselves and we're disappointed and banging our heads against the wall and saying, what did I do wrong? We didn't do anything wrong. We lost something. Our lives look differently and we have to figure out how to get through it. Are you judging me? Are you judging me for learning differently and functioning differently? Absolutely not. I know you're not. Why are we harder on ourselves? That's the biggest problem. We judge ourselves in ways we would never judge each other. So please, please be patient and kind with yourselves. Judge you how you judge me, and I'll judge me how you judge me. That's really what it is. We have to be truly patient and kind with ourselves. Take breaks. Adjust how you pack when you move. Figure out what it looks like now and treat yourself how you would treat me, and I'll treat me how I would treat you. Thank you so much for being in this community. Invite people who need to be here. Invite people who need to learn how to support someone dealing with grief. Thank you. It doesn't show me your name. Somebody says they're getting ready to go back to work, and this is really helpful. I'm so glad. If you need tips or tricks when you do go back to work, we are here for you. This is a community of people who get it. We are your team. We will get through this together. And I encourage you to let your new work know. There are so many supportive employers. There are employers who are not. But let me tell you something, grief is acknowledged as a disability. It is in the diagnostic manual, and employers are not allowed to use it against you as a weapon, as a weakness. So if you do not know how to tell an employer, I am here to assist. I encourage you so that they can make adjustments and accommodations so that you can succeed. If you need to take breaks. Roberta, it shows your name. I'm so glad that this is helpful. If you guys want me to do an entire workshop on how to go back to work when dealing with grief, please let me know. Employers need to be more accommodating. It is against the law to terminate or use grief against us. Unfortunately, they don't give us time off as they should, but maybe they will down the road. But again, there are people who are doing so many amazing things. I have a client whose employer is allowing her to take work home and do it on her time. There are people willing to make adjustments. Pam is going back to a group that's supporting her needs and is getting support. This is amazing. I'm thrilled to hear that people are getting support. Please share your ideas and let's keep this conversation going so we can give people ideas and tools when they do go back. If you are not getting that support, please let me know so I can help make sure you do. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Team Ruthless group call is tonight. If you'd like to join, comment so I can get you the link. It's every Wednesday. If you can't do the time, let me know. I'm adding a daytime option. Our holiday call is on Friday for St. Patrick's Day. Again, I'm Sam Ruth. I will reach out to you if I haven't yet. And again, I apologize. Thank you for your support for Sassy and understanding that I'm a little bit off. And I will see you all soon.